welcome to part 17 of The Wizard of Oz, and today we are going to be carrying on reading. We've got the last bit of this chapter to go, and they'd returned to meet the great and powerful Oz and realised that he was quite a meek little man, but he said he was going to try and help them anyway, so let's see if he really is a humbug or whether he's going to help them out. So they agreed to mention not anything of what they had discovered and returned to their rooms in high spirits. Even Dorothy had desire that the great and terrible humbug, as she called him, would discover a way to send her lower back to Kansas, and if he did, she'd become willing to forgive him for the whole thing. So chapter 16, The Magic Art of the Great Humbug. Next morning the Scarecrow said to his pals, "Congratulate me, I am going to Oz to get my brains at final. When I go back I will be as different guys are." "I have constantly preferred you as you were," said Dorothy absolutely. "It is type of you to like a scarecrow," he answered, "but in reality you may assume extra of me when you hear the splendid mind my new mind goes to turn out." Then he said goodbye to all of them in a cheerful voice and went to the throne room, wherein he rapped upon the door. "Come in," said Oz. The Scarecrow went in and located the little guy sitting down by way of the window, engaged in deep thought. "I have come for my brains," remarked the Scarecrow a touch uneasily. "Oh yes, sit down in the chair, that please," answered Oz. "You ought to excuse me for taking your head off. However, I shall have to do it so that it will be positioned your brains of their proper vicinity." "That's all right," said the Scarecrow. "You are pretty welcome to take my head off, as long as it could be a better one when you positioned it on again." So the wizard loosened his head and emptied out the straw. Then he entered the back room and took up a degree of bran, which he mixed with the first-rate many pins and needles. Having shaken them together thoroughly, he crammed the top of the Scarecrow's head with the aggregate and crammed the rest of the gap with straw to keep it in the vicinity. When he had fastened the Scarecrow's head on his frame again, he stated to him, "Hereafter you may be an awesome man, for I actually have given you a lot of brand new brains." Brand new. See what he did there. The Scarecrow turned in both pleased and proud at the achievement of his finest wish, and having thanked Oz warmly, he went lower back to his pals. Dorothy checked him out interestingly. His head was pretty bulged out on the pinnacle with brains. "How do you feel?" she requested. "I sense clever certainty," he responded earnestly. "When I get used to my brains I shall understand the entirety." "Why are those needles and pins protruding of your head?" requested the Tin Woodman. "That is evidence that he is sharp," remarked the Lion. "Well, I need to visit Oz and get my heart," stated the Woodman. So he walked to the throne room and knocked on the door. "Come in," referred to as Oz, and the Woodman entered and stated, "I have come for my heart." "Very well," spoke back the little man, "but I must cut a hollow in your breast so I can put your heart inside the proper location. I desire it won't hurt you." "Oh no," spoke back the Woodman, "I shall no longer experience it in any respect." So Oz delivered a couple of tinsmith's shears and reduced a small square hole in the left facet of the Tin Woodman's breast. Then, going to a chest of drawers, he took out a quite coronary heart made absolutely of silk and full of sawdust. "Isn't it a beauty?" he asked. "It is indeed," spoke back the Woodman, who changed into significantly pleased. "But is it a type of coronary heart?" "Oh, very," spoke back Oz. He placed the coronary heart inside the Woodman's breast, after which changing the rectangular of tin, soldering it well collectively in which it were reduced. "There," stated he, "now you have a coronary heart that any man is probably happy with. I'm sorry I had to place a patch to your breast, but in reality it couldn't be helped." "Never thought the patch!" exclaimed the glad Woodman. "I am very grateful to you and shall by no means forget about your kindness." "Don't talk of it," responded Oz. Then the Tin Woodman went lower back to his friends, who wanted him every pleasure due to his precise fortune. The Lion now walked to the throne room and knocked at the door. "Come in," stated Oz. "I actually have come for my braveness," introduced the Lion, getting into the room. "Very properly," replied the little guy. "I gets it for you." He went to a cabinet and, attaining as much as the excessive shelf, took down a rectangular, inexperienced bottle, the contents of which he poured right into a green gold dish, superbly carved. Placing this before the Cowardly Lion, who sniffed at it, though he did not now like it, the wizard stated, "Drink." "What is it?" asked the Lion. Well, replied Oz, if it were inner of you, it'd be courage. You understand, of path, that courage is always inner one. In order that this sincerely can't be called courage until you have swallowed it. Therefore, I propose you to drink it as quickly as possible. The lion hesitated not, however, drank till the dish was empty. How do you feel now? Asked Oz. Full of braveness, replied the lion, who went joyfully return to his buddies to inform them of his proper fortune. Oz, left to himself, smiled to think about his success in giving the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman and the Lion exactly what idea they wanted. How can I help being a humbug, he said. Whilst most of these humans make me do matters that everybody knows cannot be executed, it turned into easy to make the Scarecrow and the Lion and the Tin Woodman satisfied, because they imagined I should do something. But it'll take extra than imagination to carry Dorothy again to Kansas, and I'm positive I don't know how it can be accomplished. So, if you have a look, because they imagined it, they could do it. They actually feel it now. Now, if you are wondering what the noises have been in the background while I've been reading to you today, and why I might have been a bit more wobbly than usual, I'd like to introduce you to someone. Are you ready? This is my new family member. He's called Buddy. Do you want to have a look? Buddy. Buddy. Buddy, come and say hi. Oh, he's too busy with his toy to play. Let's have a look. Buddy. There you go. Here he is. He's my new little friend. And those children who are in my class, he's now all of our little friends. This is Buddy. Nice to meet you, everyone. Okay, I look forward to seeing you next time, and so does Buddy. Bye.